Zomboys.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 4 of Zomboys. I'm your host, Casey Lynch.
How's it going, guys? I'm, as always, Mike Oldsmith.
He's also the host. He's not just a guest every week. So today we watched the worst movie we've seen so far. I'm sure we'll see. I don't know if we'll see any worse ones.
I think this was the worst movie we will ever watch.
So last episode we kind of hit the high. This week we hit the low, and boy was it low. We saw pro wrestlers versus zombies.
That's right, folks. The Kickstarter sensation.
The movie you've all loved. Oh boy.
God. I know everybody's been waiting for this episode.
Yeah. What a tedious fucking movie.
This movie, if I was not watching it for Zomboys, I would have turned it off within the first 10 minutes.
Yes. Oh, man.
It was that bad. Now, so just so you guys know kind of some background information, me and Casey sit on the couch right before we record the episode.
Yeah.
And watch this movie.
Yeah.
We watch the movies literally seconds before we're going to do the podcast. So everything's fresh in our minds.
Yeah. Even though for some reason I can never remember what happens.
And this movie, we turned to each other and we're like, we could just stop watching it and no one would know.
Yes. Because you wouldn't have known because there was no plot. We could have, oh boy, I wish we did that.
It was bad.
Although, I'm glad we saw the credits.
Yes, so spoiler alert, the credits were the best part of this movie.
They were so good, and we will talk about them for most of this episode, I think.
So, the first thing we always do is kind of go through the tagline and stuff for this movie.
Yeah.
The storyline is the franchise Shane Douglas accidentally kills a wrestler in the ring. The wrestler's brother, Angus, seeks revenge by surrendering his soul to an ancient demon to gain the power to rise the undead. Angus then pays for a private show at an empty prison to lure Douglas and his friend, Rowdy Roddy Piper, into a death trap. And the tagline is good old American violence.
Oh, but it was not. It was bad.
And also that storyline is not what happens in the movie.
Yeah, it's not really what happens. He kills him on purpose. You know he kills him on purpose.
Yeah.
Because...
we'll get into that when we go through the movie.
But, yeah.
So, what the fuck are these things?
Yeah.
I guess, first
we explain, like, what the zombies are. They're
like voodoo zombies, almost.
Yeah.
He creates them by cutting out a nurse's heart and then eating it.
Yes.
And now she comes back as a zombie, and then she attacks people and bites them, and then they become zombies.
Yes.
Almost like a vampire.
Yeah.
Because then at the end of the movie, when that zombie and another zombie that's created by like this magic knife die, all the zombies are then dead.
Yeah. So
it's like vampire rules, but also zombie rules.
Yeah. And so the zombies, in the beginning they are walkers. Then at the end they run. They also they do bite, but mostly they punch and kick, and
They do wrestling moves.
They do wrestling moves. Yeah, there's a couple of wrestlers who just do wrestling moves as zombies. Yeah, what do they eat? People, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't matter what they are. They eat sort of people. I don't...
It's not really eating. They don't really eat.
No,
it's just...
They just kind of bite people.
They're just like
and that's it.
warriors for this Irish guy. The Irish guy who's the brother of the guy killed in the beginning, who's not Irish.
Yeah.
So all right. So yeah, do you want to jump into this fucking thing?
So first off, I'll say this: okay. I am a fan of pro wrestling.
Yes, he is. So I asked him a lot of questions during this, like who is that? Who is that?
I should be the target audience for this movie.
You are the target audience.
I love zombie movies.
Yes.
I like wrestling.
Yeah.
I hate this movie.
Oh, fucking so bad.
This movie's terrible.
And like I'm not a fan of wrestling, and like obviously it's fake, whatever, but. It looks good in the ring, at least. Like, I can appreciate that it looks nice. This looks so bad.
This was terrible.
Like, the action was so bad. And the stunt coordinator was Shane Douglas.
And he was one of the producers.
Yeah.
So, the main character, I guess, in this movie, Shane Douglas, was also one of the producers.
Yeah.
And...
he made himself into the biggest piece of shit.
And he just made everyone keep calling him the franchise.
Yeah.
So, like... Shane Douglas was a popular wrestler. Not even that popular of a wrestler, honestly.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Like, almost 30 years ago at this point?
Yeah.
Probably, like, mid-90s is when he was popular for, like, ECW, and he wrestled a little bit in WWE and WCW.
Yeah.
I mean...
I guess he was trying to what? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I would guess it was to get his career like get it going again, but he also calls out like Vince McMahon and says and talks shit about him.
Yeah,
Like
he calls out Vince McMahon. It's like, oh,
all of his checks bounce.
All his checks bounce. Millionaire Vince McMahon's checks bounced.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what happened, Shane
No,
Douglas.
I think you probably were just a monster to work with. I was gonna say on set. I'm sure they don't call it the set when they're doing a wrestling show.
So the movie opens with like.
Oh, yeah.
First off, the movie opens with the cheesiest opening
like
title screen.
It's like a cartoon city, like.
It looked like have you ever had to watch like a sexual harassment video for like the place where you work?
Yeah, yeah.
That's on like a VHS tape.
Yeah.
That's what it opened with. It was like,
yeah, just like,
and it was like a cheesy fucking opening.
Yeah.
Title slide.
Really weird. It was really, I don't know, that was bizarre. But yeah, so
it goes from there to now just a black screen with the writings. The only time you can kill someone and
Yeah.
get away with it is in the ring.
yes.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on already?
Yeah. So
and then
weird.
it opens with like shitty indie wrestling. So
Yeah.
in like a gym.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not enjoyable, and like the camera work is so bad. It's just like cutting
not
back
good.
and forth, like weird angles and shit.
None of it was
You
good.
can't hear the announcer lady who they're like trying to sexualize, but they're really bad at it. Like,
And then like it cuts to the franchise. Shane Douglas is in the back, and he's watching this woman make out with the wrestler that he's going to wrestle against. And he's like, he punches a locker.
Yeah,
He's real man. He's like, "Bah!" and storms away.
yeah, the wrestler who's gonna wrestle, his name is Billy, and so like Billy like looks over the woman's shoulder and like waves like, "Ah, fuck you, I got your girl."
And so then Shane Douglas decides to kill him using a wrestling move in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
And he pins him, kills him, pins him. And he's like, yeah, and he gives the crowd the finger. He's like, fuck you, crowd.
Yeah.
I just killed a man in the middle of the ring,
So-
and I'm going to get away with it.
Well, they don't know they killed him. He was not technically dead at the moment.
Like his neck was broken.
They start carrying him off, and then you just hear like a woman off screen go, "He's dead."
Yeah, it fades to black, and it's just a woman off screen going, he's dead.
Yeah, it's so all the ADR is so fucking bad.
And then it opens to this weird fucking guy
Oh.
sitting in like an office.
Yeah.
And the Scottish or Irish, whatever the fuck
Yeah,
he's
the
guy,
brother
Angus,
of Billy.
that we don't know he's the brother yet, comes in.
Oh,
he
yeah,
has
no,
like a
right.
jaguar cane.
Yeah.
Never explained.
No, which I want to talk about more because also he's got a Jaguar cane. He's got, I guess the company is like his company. It's like Jaguar Bus Service or whatever.
But then there's another guy.
And the guy's name, the bus driver's name is like, what is it? The guy's name is Tez Jaguar. So what did he just? He's like, oh, your name's Jaguar? Cool. I have a Jaguar company. You come work for me. Like, what the fuck? So stupid.
So he walks in, and he's got like this bundle of cash, and he goes to the shitbag promoter.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I want to book a wrestling show. And I was like, all right. And he hands him over all this money, and he goes,
He's like, what, who do you want in
he's
it?
like, who do you want? And he's like, just these two, and then anyone else is up to you. And
So he just wants
he wants
Shane Douglas.
and the girl.
Yeah, he just wants them, and he's like, whoever else is fine, I just want them.
So now the promoter starts going, for this kind of money, I'll get you Rowdy Piper and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Matt Hardy, like big fucking
Yeah, and then he's
names
like,
in the wrestling
and
ring.
for this, I'll get you gold medal Olympian Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle's in this movie,
Yeah.
people. Kurt fucking Angle, Olympic gold medalist,
Yeah.
is in...
Oh, man.
God.
Oh boy. Yeah, you see later on, because this plot is who cares. It's not linear. It's just them running around for a while.
There is no plot. Once they get in the prison...
Yeah. Oh
there-
yeah. We should.
It makes no sense.
We should kind of start that.
Kind of getting up to the prison, things kind of make sense.
And then it's
and
just
then like they get to
running
the prison
around.
and it's just like they shot a bunch of scenes. They're like, fuck it, throw
Just
them all
put them
together.
together. It
People
didn't-
appear with people sometimes, then they
when
disappear,
and they
then-
weren't with them before. It's just weird. So, well, quick setup and then get to the prison.
Yeah.
So
After that, then there's a scene with Shane Douglas in his house with his family, and it's like a couple months later. Apparently, it was like 6 weeks later or something from.
Oh really? I don't know.
Yeah, because she's like, "Oh, you haven't wrestled in 6 weeks since you killed that man."
Oh okay.
And he's like, "But I'm the franchise."
Yeah.
He makes everyone in this movie call him the fucking
Yeah.
franchise, and it pisses me off
He
so
says
much.
his name so much. It is so like.
He's like, "Franchise, baby."
Yeah. Oh man. We should get into how someone becomes a zombie. So a nurse,
Yeah.
a random nurse. I don't know why they needed this nurse. A random nurse walks out of the hospital and is like looking at herself in the mirror and like doing her makeup, and then the mirror like cracks,
And like smoke
like
comes out of the
black
mirror.
smoke starts coming out of it. And we're like, ooh, that's spooky. And then someone says their name like in a creepy way. And we're like, oh, that's weird. Like, what's
Then there's
going on?
like a dead body on a gurney outside.
There's a gurney, and she goes to open it, and it's just like some guy who's fucking with her, like a coworker. And she's like, that's why you never get laid.
Yep.
And he runs inside.
That's why you never get laid, she yells.
Yeah. And then she starts walking away, and then the guy with the Jaguar cane just kidnaps her.
But the confusing part of that is the guy with the Jaguar cane's hiding around the corner, and then Tez Jaguar,
Tez Jaguar.
is hiding in the woods, just watching this. I thought it was going to be like Tez Jaguar came running out of the woods to kidnap her.
Yeah, like a...
Nope. It's the guy with the Jaguar cane, Angus. He kidnaps her.
He just grabs her. You think it's going to be like a highly coordinated thing. No, he's just watching.
And his name isn't Angus Jaguar.
Yeah.
Why he just loves Jaguars?
He loves
and just
Jaguars.
Jaguar everything.
It's so weird.
I wonder if he drives a Jaguar.
He has to. There's no way he doesn't. They just couldn't afford to rent one for this movie. But yeah, so I don't know what happened with the black smoke in the mirror. There's no reason.
Never explained.
She's not important. She's not a character. She just becomes the first zombie.
He gets her back to like this warehouse, I guess.
Yeah.
And has her all tied up, puts her on a thing, rips open her shirt.
Yeah, it started getting really rapey, and I was getting really uncomfortable.
It did get very rapey. And then he puts on like American Psycho. He puts on like a plastic raincoat.
Yeah.
And
then he starts talking about Huey Lewis and the News and how great they are.
He gets out a knife and he just stabs this woman in the chest. And I was like, oh, he's going to cut out her heart. Stabs her in the chest, reaches inside.
And it's just like Jell-O.
Pulls out like this red foam, which then when it comes up to his face is now an organ, not a heart.
It didn't look like a heart.
It's definitely like a liver or something.
The thing later did look like a heart, but this did not look like a heart.
And he takes a bite out of it.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, well, this is getting weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden this woman turns green.
Yeah.
Has terrible zombie makeup on.
Yeah. And there's she doesn't have like a wound. Like they have like blood paint on her chest, like where she was
stabbed.
stabbed.
They put like red like makeup paint on her chest where
but
she
not
was
like a
stabbed.
wound. Like not a special effects, not a good special effects job.
And then he's
he turns to the mirror.
Yeah, he turns to the mirror. Billy's now in the mirror. And he's like, good job. And he's like, oh, I'll do what you wanted me to.
Yeah, so his ghost brother is telling him what to do.
You're like, okay, well, this was never explained.
Yeah, none of it makes sense. We don't get why this is happening.
Shane Douglas, so now, like, this zombie woman, now is in a house. She's in a house randomly.
Oh, yeah, I guess just to get more zombies?
Yeah, she's in a house and these, like, 3 dudes walk in. They're like, ma'am, are you okay? And then she turns around and attacks them.
And then one of the guys just runs straight through a sliding glass door, like, to get away. Like, instead of running and opening the door, he just jumps right through it. And she's not, like, chasing him.
No, he just jumps right through it. And then they show him outside, and, like, there's the glass laying next to him. It's, like, inch-thick ice that they had laying next to him to show, like, that it was glass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would be a really heavy glass to jump through.
Yeah, jumping through like a sliding glass door would fucking be hard to get through.
So now he goes outside and he's like, now he's wrestling with this woman.
Yeah.
She's like doing like wrestling maneuvers
Yeah,
on him.
she's like leg sweeps and shit. Like
He runs away and Angus rips a metal pole
it's
out of like the
it's like a lamppost. Like a lamppost. He just fucking yanks it out of concrete.
Yep.
And just goes and swings and fucking cracks this guy over the head with it.
To which he tumbles down a hill and then just gets up like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Charges at Angus, to which they then do a 3D.
Oh my god,
They do the Dudley Boys finishing move. They do a 3D to this guy.
Yeah.
And then turn him into a zombie.
Yeah, if you're not a wrestler, it's basically the alley-oop of a wrestling move.
Yeah. One guy tosses him up, the other guy grabs his neck and like slams down.
Yeah. So the zombie is like coordinating wrestling moves. Oh, it's so fucking weird.
So that happens.
But let me just remind you, he pulled a fucking steel post out of concrete, just like broke it off. Why is he so strong?
Now he has superhuman strength.
I
apparently.
guess eating hearts will do that.
Then it cuts to Shane Douglas at his house, and this is where you find out that it's like 6 weeks after he killed Billy.
Yeah.
And his like little nephew's there, and he's like, "Oh, you want to come to the show with me?" And his like the sister-in-law's like, "I don't know about that."
Yeah.
So he goes outside and he's like, "You gotta call me the franchise." He says to the little kid who's also wearing a Shane Douglas t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, you have to wear your uncle's clothes.
It was like big on him too, so I bet it was Shane Douglas's actual like wardrobe. He's like, put the kid in this and make sure people remember I'm the franchise, brother.
You gotta call me the franchise.
Yeah.
And then, so then he leaves. The kid goes inside. And there's broken plates and blood all over the place.
Yeah,
How they didn't hear that while they were outside?
Yeah, they were just right outside. They weren't like, he didn't like walk him down the driveway. They were right outside.
And now the family's getting turned into zombies.
Yeah, kid doesn't run. He just stays there and whatever.
And then at this point is when the franchise goes to the wrestling promotion place where the promoter was doing things. And this is where he's like, talks about Vince McMahon and everybody not being able to give him good checks.
He's like, your check better not bounce or I'm going to come back here and break your neck.
Yeah, he's like, breaking necks for me is a part-time hobby. It's a part-time hobby, not just a hobby. He only does this hobby part of the time.
Part-time of the hobby.
I want to know what his other hobby is.
What's
the
a
rest of the
full-time
time.
hobby? Can you only have one hobby?
Apparently, according to this,
According to the franchise.
according to the franchise, Shane Douglas,
the genius behind the movie.
Gotta get your shit in, brother. So,
oh man, this fucking trash fire.
So he leaves now, and now just Rowdy Piper's outside.
Oh yeah,
with kids.
He's just hanging out with kids.
And you're like, all right, well, here's Rowdy Piper.
Why is he
hanging out
there?
with kids. Just hanging outside. And...
There was like a kid in like a teddy bear like hat. I don't know.
Yeah, and they go up and like they shake hands and like talk for a second. Now this woman comes into the promoter's office.
Yeah.
And then she's like a marketing person.
Yeah,
apparently.
I guess she's like a marketing manager or something.
But then they introduce this weird fucking creepy
There's
guy.
this weird creepy guy in like 70s clothes with like a weird mustache and like long hair. He's got like a real weird high pitched voice.
He's very rapey.
Yeah, he's rapey. And then, but so they like talk for a minute and she's like, yeah, I'll get you guys, like, you'll be the biggest thing.
While the other guy's rubbing all over her.
Yeah, he's being real,
the
like...
The promoter's like rubbing like on her, like her back and stuff.
Like, real inappropriate, real...
But she's into it.
Yeah.
She's into it because she needs to make this sale, apparently.
You think, like, okay, she's just being cool with it because she wants to do the sale. And then he puts money in her chest, and then him, and the weird 70s guy, they just walk off, I guess, to fuck. Like, he's like, come here, let's finish this deal. And the other guy just comes along. So she just fucks him? Okay.
She disappears.
Why?
She's like, here, I want to show you something. Takes her into, like, a back room. And this is not the last time that she just bangs a guy.
For no reason. Like, it is so bizarre. There's no reason for this to happen. Oh, I don't know.
So now they get on the bus.
Oh, my God.
They get on the bus. Now the other wrestlers are there. Not all of them, though. Just some of the wrestlers
Some of the wrestlers are there.
And she sits down next to Roddy Piper, and they talk about what an asshole Shane Douglas is, pretty much for the thing.
Yeah. The dialogue is so long and fucking tedious.
They look over at Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy's just there making out with this girl who's just rubbing on his chest.
Yeah.
Really fucking weird.
It was so gross.
And he's like, there's more room if you want to come over here.
Yeah, he says to the girl who, like, kind of cheated on Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
And then, she walks
like,
back to
there's
him.
More room. So she walks back to Shane Douglas. She goes, oh, did you miss me? He goes, no, but you missed me. And he pushes her away into the chair that's up on the thing. And she's like, oh, asshole. And he's like, come back here.
Yeah.
You know you love the franchise, baby. And he, like, pulls her onto his lap.
So, this movie is so... I, like, wrote in big letters, like, this movie is so disrespectful to women. It's fucking... jeez.
And now they're at a restaurant.
Oh yeah,
they stop at a restaurant,
which was one of the restaurant was one of the locations they filmed at, and also one of the like craft services, quote unquote.
Yeah, so they're now at a fucking restaurant, and they're in this restaurant, and
Shane Douglas is sitting next to the woman,
and he just pushes her off the bench
for no reason. He just pushes her onto the floor,
and she gets up,
and the manager female like laughs.
She gets up, and instead of saying something to Shane Douglas, just takes the glass of water, throws it on the manager lady. The manager lady, like, runs to the back, like, all upset. And Roddy Piper's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He starts yelling at the woman.
He doesn't yell at Shane Douglas for, like, pushing a woman onto the ground. He's yelling at this woman for splashing water in the face of a woman who was laughing at her for getting...
And he's like, I like my women more real. And then he spits on her.
He actually spits on her. Like, you know, like, what the fuck? This movie is so bad. These people are all fucking villains. I mean,
Roddy Piper is the most relatable person in this movie.
He is the most likable character, and he fucking just spits in her face. Like, I could see him being like, why'd you splash water in her face?
Well, actually, my most likable character is Kurt Angle, who was in the movie for all of about 5 minutes.
You see him, and you see him, like, in the beginning when they're in the prison, and I'm like...
Because they're like, because when he says, Kurt Angle, he's like, bring him in the side door, because I want to make him a surprise.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right. First off, though, the promoter guy, let's get back to that for a second.
Okay.
For this promotion. He doesn't question why is this in an abandoned prison.
It's in an abandoned prison.
He's like, it's going to be at this prison. And he's like, all right, I'll book that.
Okay.
Why? Why? I'd be like, why are you doing a show in a prison?
Yeah.
Plenty of other questions. How many people are going to show up?
Yeah.
Do I get a take of how many tickets
Yeah.
are sold? Who sanctioned this?
Yeah.
Who are the opponents going to be?
Yeah.
Because the guy's like, Angus is like, I'll provide the opponents. Who are they?
Yeah, who are they and
How
what
are
is
these
happening?
matchups going to work before we get
Yeah.
there?
And I mean,
there's a lot of planning that goes into a wrestling show.
Sure, it was a stack of money, but technically, it probably, like,
It was like $1,000.
It was like, well, even if it was all hundreds, it would have maybe been like $20,000, which is probably not enough to get, like, Kurt Angle and fucking all the other guys to go to an abandoned prison to wrestle.
Nope.
Probably not enough for that.
No, especially because at this time, so this came out in 2014, Kurt Angle was still wrestling.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle was wrestling for TNA at the time.
Okay.
Matt Hardy was wrestling for TNA.
Okay.
Rebby Sky, who's Matt Hardy's girlfriend in the movie and
Yeah.
wife in real life, was also wrestling for TNA at the time. So
Okay.
they were pulling down decent money to
And that's
begin
like,
with.
like the minor leagues, right?
TNA is like, they try and compete with WWE,
Yeah.
but they really can't because they just don't have as much money as WWE.
Yeah. So like so what I said was good.
Yeah, they're like,
you could have just agreed.
a lot of the wash-ups go there. Like a lot of the guys who either get fired for WWE
Yeah.
or a lot of guys like who were legends for WWE but now are too old to go and actually do work.
Yeah.
So Kurt Angle at the time had a really bad drug problem.
Okay.
He did.
So would you call it the minor leagues of wrestling?
I would not call it minor
Why
leagues
not?
of wrestling because you got guys like fucking Kurt Angle.
Okay, well, there's good guys in the minor leagues.
I mean, you got
probably.
Kurt
I
Angle.
don't know
Hogan
anything.
wrestled for TNA for a
Okay.
long time, so like they have big names.
Sure. Whatever.
It's not like minor league baseball where it's all guys that are coming up.
Okay, whatever. I don't fucking care.
I feel like Kurt Angle took this job to support his Vicodin addiction because he used to do 50 Vicodin a day just to even out. Not even to get high. He just would do 50 to even out.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why he took this movie. Kurt Angle, if you hear this, please tweet at us and tell me, did you take this movie to support your Vicodin addiction? Because why did you do this?
We're not saying he did. We're not alleging that.
No, I'm not alleging that.
Guessing.
I'm just
We're
guessing.
speculating.
Yeah, I'm speculating that.
So you can't sue us. Ha
I'm speculating that.
Gotcha.
I want to know why anybody took this movie.
Yeah, because it's so bad. It's not
The
even...
budget was $230,000. I feel like a majority of it went to go pay for these guys' salary.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you see Kurt Angle, you see him, he talks for about 5 seconds in the dark, and then he gets bitten, like, immediately, and you were like, oh no, they're gonna bite him already? I'm like, yeah, because he didn't want to be on set, and they just paid him a ton of money to show up for a little bit.
Kurt Angle comes in, a zombie attacks, like, his manager. He grabs the guy, throws him up against the wall. Then another guy comes out. He just starts doing, like, his classic wrestling moves. Yeah. He puts one guy in, like, an ankle lock and rips the guy's foot off.
And he's like, what the heck?
He's like, what the heck? Then he does the angle slam, gets up, and he goes, people from Pittsburgh know how to kill zombies. And then,
is he from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he's originally from Pittsburgh.
All right, fair enough.
So they do that, and then
he gets bit.
Then he gets bit.
Yeah, and you were like, what? Why? I'm like, yeah, because he fucking they couldn't afford him for that much longer.
Then he gets bit because Angus is like, oh, you'll make a good addition to my zombie army.
Yeah,
and then like
a little later on, he's wrestling.
He's wrestling as a zombie.
Yeah, he's fighting.
He's but he's doing his wrestling moves in the ring. He's a zombie doing his wrestling moves. So but then you never see zombie Kurt Angle.
So he's a zombie for another 2 minutes on screen. So
yeah,
I'm sure he made $30,000 or something to appear for 10 minutes. Oh,
it was
this was a shit show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So they get to the prison, and
yeah.
Now the security guard / Jaguar man /
bus driver
gets up and he's like, all right, he does this thing. He's like, this will be the first time you're fighting where it's not predetermined, and if you win, there'll be riches beyond your imagination.
You think that would be something they would all be like, what? No, we're wrestlers. We're not fucking like UFC fighters.
And Roddy Piper looks out the window and he's like, where are we? Like,
yeah. So they don't know where they were going. He's like, is this the wrong address? But like, not saying wrestlers aren't like, good athletes or whatever, but they're not like fucking UFC fighters where they are actually fighting to win. It's usually predetermined, I think.
Exactly.
So to just be like, oh, okay, we'll just fight now.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, we're gonna fight.
And they're like, okay, fine.
And they're like, okay. And then he's like, everybody turn in your cell phones.
So suspicious.
Why you need to give in your cell phones? They never explain.
Yeah.
But he goes, everybody turn in your cell phones. And he goes to Roddy Piper. And Roddy Piper's like, I don't have a cell phone.
I love this part.
And then the guy's like, give me your cell phone. And Roddy Piper stands up and he goes, I said I don't have a cell phone, and even if I did, I wouldn't give it to you.
I really love that part, actually. I don't know why.
And then it cuts to them walking inside.
Yeah, they're walking into the prison, like the prison wrestling area. It's just totally empty, and no one's, like, weirded out by this.
I saw Jim Duggan's there already.
Yeah.
How he wasn't on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
He just showed up on his own.
He's just in the prison with his... He's got
his 2x4.
with, like, a mitt on it, and he's, like, waving to everyone with it.
He's like, hey, everybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, look, I saw Jim Duggan's here already.
He was just hanging out there.
He was just hanging
He
out
was
in the
accidentally in the movie. He was like,
He's
hey,
like,
guys.
I heard we're doing a wrestling movie.
You guys found my clubhouse.
This is where I live.
So the manager lady goes over and sees a pile of blood.
Yes!
And she's like, oh my god, blood, and she touches it. She's like, guys, there's blood over here.
Why, I don't understand why in these movies do people touch blood.
Yeah, don't
If I saw blood on the ground, I wouldn't be like, let me stick my fingers
Yeah,
in
guys,
this blood.
if you see blood, don't touch it. You can get diseases
But
from
don't
that.
do even what the next guy does.
The creepy
'cause
70s
the creepy
guy.
70s guys come over, sticks his fingers in the blood, and then tastes it. Puts it in his mouth. He thinks it's blood, so he tastes it, and then he goes, it's not blood, it's corn syrup.
And he starts yelling at the lady.
He's like, don't you fuck this up for me.
And she's like, all right, let me make it up to you. And she goes and fucks him.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
And
what can I do to make it up for you, to you? And then she leads him into a storage room.
Yeah. And something that we didn't think about at the time, but we figured out, I just, because we were so bored later on, I was thinking about it. Why the fuck was there a pile of corn syrup on the floor in the middle of an abandoned prison? Just
Of red corn syrup.
Yeah.
Red-dyed corn syrup.
Why was that there? No reason. There was no reason for whatever. Just more fucking stupid, pointless shit.
So now
That didn't need to happen.
Matt
Most of
Hardy-
this doesn't need to happen.
Matt Hardy and his wife Rebby Sky, they go into a band area where there's like it's like a high school where there's a I'm pretty sure they don't have
Oh,
a
yeah.
band in prison.
Oh no, is this the bank scene?
Yeah, where they
No, they go into a chapel.
Is it a chapel?
It's a chapel, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a band area.
No,
Alright, so never mind.
there was a band earlier that like got turned and like,
Yeah.
and then what was
Yeah,
it? Who was the guy with the white hair? The wrestler? Whatever. I think he's a real wrestler, so we don't have to talk about him. But
Dennis
yes,
Rodman?
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman?
something Rodman. He looks like Dennis Rodman.
He looks
You
just
know,
like
he's
Dennis
like he's
Rodman.
like a tall African American guy with like bleach blonde hair. So
Thomas Rodman.
Thomas Rodman, and I was like, are they just doing this to like, what is this? But apparently he's a real wrestler. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That was just weird. That like, whatever. So they go off. So the two people go off to have sex in the chapel, and the whole sex scene is ADR'd, because like it is
Yep.
the sound, the ADR quality in this movie is so bad. But the whole sex scene is just ADR, and it's so weird to like see them like looking at each other and words coming from the screen, but their mouths aren't moving or they're kissing and talking. It's just so fucking bad. It's so stupid. But so they're off there doing that.
So they're off doing that, and then
yeah.
while that happens, all of a sudden, all the zombies come out to the wrestling ring.
Yeah.
And they just start attacking everybody that's in the ring.
Yeah.
And so Hacksaw Jim Duggan is in the middle of the ring with his 2x4, just slapping the ropes with his 2x4. That's enough for the zombies not to try and climb in.
They're like, no,
They're like,
no,
oh,
no.
we don't want to face a 2x4.
Yeah, the zombies have consciousness in this movie.
Roddy Piper's in the middle of the ring, fighting zombie Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm done with the
I mean,
podcast.
that's oh boy.
So now the rest of the movie
It's
is
really-
them doing shitty wrestling against these zombies
Yeah.
that don't look very good.
No.
On top of that, there's a terrible band that
Oh
every
my-
single time.
Two terrible bands.
Yeah, two terrible bands that during every fight scene
And
they
most
play
of the
a song.
movie.
During every fight scene, there's a song that has to do with what's going on the screen.
Yeah, a lot of times
during
it's
the
like
fight scene.
it's like broadcasting what's happening.
Shane Douglas spends the entire movie killing the other wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
At one point, he has a heartfelt conversation with Hacksaw Jim
Oh,
Duggan.
yeah. Oh, my
He's
God.
talking to Jim Duggan. He's like, listen, I want to thank you for what you did for me 30 years ago.
This is like after they ran away from the zombies for a
and
while.
Jim Duggan's like, oh, okay. He's like, no. He's like, I just want to say one thing, that if anything happens to me, call my wife. You know my wife.
Yeah.
He starts yelling about his wife. Then they take off down the
Yeah,
hallway.
the zombies start running after them.
They take off down the hallway. Shane Douglas runs into a room, and before Hacksaw can get there, he just slams the door on him and locks it. And he's like, "Ha! Fuck you!"
The zombies aren't even close, but he is totally into killing people. He's like loving it.
Yeah, at one point,
I don't know
he kills like one of the flippy dippy wrestlers.
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
calls him a jobber.
Yeah, he's like, jobbers die, main eventers live.
Yeah.
And he closes the cell door on him so he dies.
And like later on, he's watching him die on a security camera, like laughing. Like, so he's not even like scared and like closing the door, like, fuck you, I'm gonna live. He's like genuinely enjoying killing these other wrestlers, and he fucking like helped make the movie. Why does he want himself to be so villainous?
Yeah, he's a complete asshole throughout this whole movie, and he's one of the producers.
Yeah. So when they're fighting the zombies in the ring. It's dumb. Most of them are off to the corner, not running away, just standing there watching.
Yeah.
And then so they run off. Whatever. They run into the chapel where the two people are banging.
Two dudes are banging in there.
Just two unrelated guys. It was weird. Just like the couple leaves and then two guys go and bang. Which is fine, by the way. So they go into the chapel and what's his name? Fucking Roddy Piper
starts yelling at Matt Hardy, and he's like, "What are you doing? Don't you know you're gonna get killed and stuff?" Matt Hardy has no idea.
He has no idea what's happening. He did not know there was fucking zombies outside. It's so crazy that he's just freaking out on them.
Now they go into like a back room where there's lockers, and there's like a machete
Yeah.
and a fucking baseball bat, all in a prison.
They're in a prison.
Let me remind you, this movie takes place in a prison.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this real quick. The guy Angus who set this whole thing up put them in a prison. Didn't lock the doors. Didn't check to see that there was weapons or anything they can use. He spent a ton of money on this. What the fuck is it? What was his plan?
Can I just mention at this point that Angus...
Mention anything you want at any point because this doesn't matter.
So Angus is played by one person,
Oh, yeah.
and then all of his lines are read by someone else.
I forgot about this.
So during the credits, we sat through the credits.
We had to sit through the credits.
We sat through the credits because it started as I was laughing that everyone in the movie, it was like Roddy Piper as himself. Jim Duggan as himself.
It was
so
just
I was
a lot of
laughing at
that. So we were, yeah.
And then we're scrolling through, and it's like this guy playing Angus, and then it goes this other guy, and it goes Angus's voice, and I'm like, wait a second. So they got a guy to play him, and they go, man, I don't like your voice. We're gonna hire another guy on to just do all of the lines.
So bizarre. I don't know what. It wasn't like it was a film of great actors. Everyone was terrible. Like, what reason did they have to change his voice?
They love ADR in this movie.
They love it. They use so much of it.
They use it constantly.
I cannot wait until we get to the...
The audio is the shittiest audio I've ever heard.
Oh, it's so bad, the audio.
It's terrible. It drops out at certain points. There's just dead silence at certain points.
There's scenes where, like, Roddy Piper is, like, yelling at Angus, and Angus has zombies behind him. So when the camera's looking at Angus, you hear, like, and then it immediately cuts to Piper, and then it's silent. It is so fucking bizarre. Like, just think for a second. Like, when somebody edited this movie, like, be like, oh, this looks fucking bizarre. Just add the zombie audio behind it. Just, did anybody care?
No, nobody cared about
Nobody
this
cared
movie.
about this movie. I don't care about this movie.
I don't...
Except that I just wasted fucking part of my life watching it.
I just wasted an hour and a half watching this movie.
I'm gonna go kill myself.
I didn't get to do something else for an hour and a half. I could have been doing anything. Anything would have been better than
anything. I could have been rooting around in trash looking for half-eaten apples, and it would have been better use of my time.
This movie was terrible.
Oh god.
So at this point, I want to touch on my favorite line in the movie, which was.
Should we get it?
Well, not the ADR line.
Okay.
My favorite line is Shane Douglas, while they're in this room in the chapel, he yells, "I'm gonna stretch his ass," or "I'm gonna fucking stretch his ass."
He says, "I'm gonna stretch his fucking ass."
Yeah, I'm gonna stretch his fucking ass.
Because he was like arguing with somebody.
He's like, meaning like he's gonna like stretch him out, like beat him up. But he's like, I'm gonna stretch his ass. And I was like, wait a second.
Did nobody think like, oh, that sounds like he means he's gonna rape him?
Yeah.
Like no one thought that.
Nope. Nobody thought that apparently.
Nobody thought of anything.
There's Gettysburg zombies in this
movie. Oh, yeah. Later on, Gettysburg zombies rise and then are never seen again.
This movie, at this point, after the chapel scene, and now the movie makes no sense. Yeah, it jumps all over the place.
It's just random scenes here and there.
I can't even attempt to, like, guide you through it because it's just random scenes all over the place.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
There's two parts.
I was just going to say, there's two parts. There's
when they're in the prison, and then eventually they get out of the prison.
Yeah, it's when they're in the prison. Makes no sense.
It's just
there's no story being told.
No.
No one has any idea what's going on.
Well,
I was watching this movie like I don't fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's keeping my attention because there's no plot or story.
There's no plot. There's no story. There's no good action. The action is bad.
Cody Knotts, please don't write any more movies.
I thought like at least maybe the action will be fun because it's a movie by wrestlers, but it was just them doing wrestling moves. But even worse than if you don't like wrestling, it's even worse than that.
This man has written more movies.
Why? How many?
I just looked up. He's done more movies. Who let him write more movies?
This was his first? Why does he have
No,
more? Oh.
he has previous ones.
Why?
He has written Lucifer's Unholy Desire.
Don't watch it.
Breeding Farm.
Don't watch it.
Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Gore Orphanage.
Maybe watch it.
Death Letter, God, Sex, and War. And then he has a movie coming out this year called Nexburg.
What?
But it's spelled Keckssburg.
Kecksburg? What is it? What is it about?
That was about UFOs.
Who is giving this man money? Who?
He's directed. Let's see. He's also directed 5 movies.
Why? Who is letting this man work?
So he directed.
Stop it, Hollywood.
He directed Lucifer's Unholy Desire, Breeding Farm, Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies, Death Letter, and Nexburg, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Fuck.
He was in that too. So please stop giving this man money to make movies.
But really, who is letting him make movies? Because I'm sure this movie didn't make money. We'll look that up later, probably.
Oh, I already know if it made money or not.
Okay. Do you want to say?
Okay. Yeah. I'll say right now.
Yeah.
This movie, the budget was $230,000. It made gross $18,000. It was a terrible flop. Obviously.
Honestly, if you said this movie made $18, I would have said it was too much.
$18,000.
Two people got fucked out
Its
of the movie
opening
tickets.
weekend was $8,000.
Did this open in a theater?
A limited release opening in theaters.
Ooh, limited release.
Which brings us to the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
People fucking kickstarted this piece of trash.
Yeah.
If you kickstarted this, you are a fucking idiot. I will say right now, if you went on Kickstarter and you're like, this sounds like a good idea, you are an idiot and you deserve this movie. This is your punishment. You will have to watch this movie over and over again.
Oh, man.
Because you're a moron.
I can see maybe if you like wrestling and zombies, you would kickstart it, but I don't know. You fucked up Kickstarters.
So the pledges for Kickstarter,
Yeah.
$5 or more. So the minimum you could pledge was $5.
Yeah.
$5, you got a bumper sticker
Exciting.
that said, "I love good old American violence."
Okay, Okay.
$10, you got a special postcard with a promo shot from the film, signed by one of the cast members. Doesn't say
It just
signed
says
by
one of them?
So it's not signed by one of the wrestlers. It's just signed by someone on the cast. And we know from watching the credits, there's like 500 fucking zombie credits.
Oh my god. It was so insane. So in this movie, I kind of wanted to wait to the end to get into the credits, but who cares?
At this point, I have nothing else to say about this movie, other than the other favorite line is...
Are you doing the ADR one?
Yes, because
I want to wait for that one
I was gonna
because
say,
it's so good. I want to amp up to that one. I don't want to just stick it in there. It's so good. But so there's probably about 30 zombies in this movie.
There's 500 zombies
There's
in the
500
credit.
zombies in the credit. It's like so the credits say what is it? Featured zombies, and then there's like 30. And then it says extra zombies, and it's like a list of not...
Just a ton.
This is not a hyperbole. It's probably around 500 fucking names. And a lot of them were like families, like all with like the same last name. Is that part of the Kickstarter?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But we'll get into that in a minute.
I knew it had to be. That's what I said.
If you pledge $25 or more,
Yeah.
you got a limited edition DVD of the film, signed by one of the cast members once again, and then the postcard signed by another cast member. Ooh. And the bumper sticker.
I hope it was all just one
The
cast
DVD
member. Like
will
the
have
lowest...
scenes and information that will not be available to the general public.
No, we missed out!
And to thank you in the credits of the film, there were 23 backers for that.
Okay.
No one was thanked in the credits of the film.
Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, who was thanked?
Oh, there were thank yous, because at the very end of the credits, there were some thank yous. There was a memoriam for a man, and then it said thank you to White Cloud for providing the cigarettes.
Yes.
The last line on the movie is not the in memoriam of a man.
Yeah.
It's thank you for the cigarettes, White Cloud. No one in the movie smokes a cigarette.
Oh my
so
God.
it's just cigarettes provided for them when they want to
Yes,
smoke off set.
I cannot believe that happened. It said I won't say the man's name, because I don't, whatever. It said in memory something, and then it said cigarette. This is the last thing in memory. Cigarettes provided by White Cloud, and then it's like, the logo at the bottom. And then that was the end of the credits.
But craft services, they thank Papa John's Pizza, they thank Chick-fil-A, and the Olive Garden, which I guarantee none of those places gave them food.
I'm sure they
went there and paid for food at Chick-fil-A, and now they're like, oh, well, we gotta thank Chick-fil-A in the credits. Do you know how movies work?
No, they don't. They just... I would have said they just were trying to pad out the credits, but they had the list of 500 zombies that padded it out.
Do you understand how movies work? Please tweet at us.
Tweet at us and we can describe it a little bit better.
And I guarantee I could make a better movie than you did.
Give me $10,000 and I will make a better movie than fucking this guy made. Oh my goodness.
$50 or more, you get a poster signed by the entire cast. I wonder if that includes the 500 zombies. It's just
I hope
a movie
so.
poster just covered with signatures.
It's a movie poster and it's just all black because there's so many Sharpie signatures.
And the special edition DVD and a postcard signed by different members of the cast. So wait, you get a poster signed by the entire cast, but then different members of the cast are going to sign your postcard. Is it the entire cast signing it? Or different people?
A different member of the cast? I don't know. Oh boy.
For $100 or more.
Don't.
So 10 backers for $50.
Okay.
For $100 or more, you got a Skype interview with Cody Knotts prior to filming to hear your suggestions.
Idiot.
Plus, you got the DVD, poster, bumper sticker, card, a credit in the film as associate producer.
For $100?
For $100.
Well, that's not so bad.
So a Skype interview. I wish I would have gotten the Skype interview with him and told him not to make this movie.
Here's $100. Don't make this fucking movie.
For $200, so 16 people gave him $100 to talk to this fucking shitbag on Skype.
Yeah, and you're talking to him. How do you know, if you've seen his other movies, I imagine they're bad. I haven't seen them. I imagine they're bad.
See, this is what makes me angry about this whole process.
This is the only thing that makes you angry.
This guy goes on. This is the whole reason why I'm angry in general. This guy goes on Kickstarter and goes, "Look, I have this idea for a movie. I got the script. The movie on paper sounds like it could be a cool idea.
Yeah, it could have been fun.
It sounds like it could be a fun, cool movie.
Not like an A movie, but like a fine B movie.
He gets these people to donate money. He got $60,000 from these people. Or $30,000. 65 people pledged $30,000. He gets $30,000 from these people.
Yeah.
And this is what he fucking puts out. I would be so angry.
What a huge fuck you to these people.
That's exactly what it is.
That's when you were yelling at them, I was kind of like, well, it could be good, so I can see where they're coming from. But I feel sorry for them.
And now, for $200, you get to talk to Shane the Franchise Douglas on Skype.
Ooh.
And tell him what you think he should put in the movie.
I want to do that now.
Please.
Shane, let me talk to you.
I
have something to say to you.
Shane Douglas, I will go on Skype with you right now and tell you you're a fucking idiot because this movie was the worst move of your career.
Yeah, not only was it a terrible movie, but you actively made yourself look like a monster. Good work, buddy. But seriously, Skype me. I'm single.
Wait a second.
Yeah?
Even better, on Kickstarter, he goes, the film so far, the script, locations, and film are ready to go. Major cast members have signed letters of intent, including Shane Douglas, who's one of the producers, Terry Funk, who is a fucking legend in hardcore wrestling.
Really?
He was not in this movie.
No.
But he put him on there. Huh. Larry the Living Legend Zbyszko, another guy who's a huge fucking name. Taya Parker, the Penthouse Pet of the Year, she was in the movie.
Yeah, I remember.
And then Raven, who's also another big wrestling name, was also not in the movie. Others that haven't expressed interest include Rowdy Roddy Piper, who was in it, and then Richard Pryor Jr., Richard Pryor's son.
Aww.
Also not in the movie, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so. I didn't see him in the credits. I think we watched those credits real intently. I think we would have noticed that. So wait, so was that it for the Kickstarters? I thought you said...
Oh, no.
Okay,
Keeps going. So for $500, travel not included. So it goes from $200 to $500, travel not included. You get the Skype interview with Shane the Franchise Douglas, and then you get to spend a day as his background zombie in the film.
Sweet.
So I have to pay you $500 for me to be in this shitty movie.
Fair enough. That's actually a smart move for Kickstarter.
$750.
How many people did that one?
None. Oh no, how many people did 500? None. 0.
So where the fuck did all those zombies come from?
Well, wait, it gets even better.
Okay.
For $750, you get a part as a featured zombie. People will see your undead face and a day on the set with the cast, travel not included, and you get the Skype interview, you get the poster, all the other shit.
All the other previous...
That was limited to one person was going to be allowed to do it.
What?
No one did it.
What?
No one paid him $750.
What the fuck were these credits? Because I was going to say, like, oh, that's why they had featured zombies? What? Where did... What?
So it goes $500, $750.
Oh, God.
Now for $1,500, you are a featured zombie and you're guaranteed to be killed on screen.
Ooh.
And then you get all the other shit with it.
Yeah.
No one did that one either.
Smart move. People...
Now it jumps from there.
That's weird because
that's another $1,000 on top of it. $2,500.
Oh, my
You
God.
get an invitation to the premiere of Pro Wrestling vs. Zombies.
How glamorous.
Including airfare. Plus the Skype interview with Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
They're really touting that Skype interview. No one did that either.
No.
Thank God.
Jeez. Because I thought, like, oh, okay, that's where it's going to come from. Is people are going to be like, oh, cool, I could be in a movie. I'll pay $100 or $200 or whatever to be in a movie.
So I backed Super Troopers 2 on Kickstarter.
Yeah. Good. That's a good move.
When
Better move than this.
Yeah, so Super Troopers 2, the guys from Super Troopers came out, and they're like, listen, we want to make this movie, but nobody's going to give us the money because they don't know that the fans want this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's been like 15 years since the last Super Troopers.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking love Super Troopers. Here's my money, take it. They also had things like this.
Sure.
But you were going to be in Super Troopers.
Yeah.
You were going to be in this movie.
Yeah.
They did things where, like, for $10,000, if you gave them that, you could have one of the Super Troopers cop cars.
Really?
Like, they did, like,
Holy
crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
This guy's like, man, give me $250, you can talk to Shane Douglas on Skype.
Yeah, who cares?
If you pledge $3,000, you get to go to their rap party, including, that also includes airfare.
Yeah.
It's a chance to party with the cast and crew of Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies and celebrate the completion of this film.
Did anyone pledge?
No.
Damn it! I wish one person pledged that. Just like one lonely guy who's like, yes, I get to party with the wrestlers.
$5,000.
I'm going to take a wild guess. You don't have to tell me just yet, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say no one pledged this. Don't tell me just yet.
An
Let it be a
exclusive
surprise.
behind-the-scenes executive producer pass, including an executive producer credit, plus all the above incentives.
I bet one person did this and it was Shane Douglas so he could be an executive producer.
No one backed it.
Of course not.
And if you pledge $10,000 or more,
Oh boy.
you got all of the above, plus dinner with the cast and producers as their honored guest.
Oh, I want to eat with a bunch of fucking weirdo wrestlers. That's what I want for my dining experience.
And at this time, you don't even know who the wrestlers are going to be.
Yeah.
Right now, they're
weird.
like, well, we have a letter of intent from these people, but we don't know who else is going to show up.
Yeah. So it could be all wrestlers you despise.
One person paid $10,000.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god. Who?
They also wanted to make a video game. On here it says, video game 2. We plan on making a companion video game.
That
We
would
will
be a
come
good
back
game.
to Kickstarter once the film is completed.
Oh my god. I hope they make that game. If they make that game, we gotta review it. We gotta.
It's...
That
was
is
so
a
bad.
promise from us. We will not back your movie or your video game in any way. We're not going to give you a fucking cent. But if you make that game, we will review it.
I will fucking rip into it, because I guarantee it's going to be shitbag trash.
If it's
just
good,
like the rest of this movie.
If it's good, we'll say it's good. But
I will not. I will not admit anything you make, Cody Knotts, is good.
I'll admit it if it's true. Okay.
This movie was literally... So, we had the high of last week of
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive. We're like,
so
all right,
amazing.
we're like, we have to do a movie that looks bad so we can have like a contrast.
we wanna have a-
we can't always do like, oh my god, this is the greatest movie ever, because then we just fanboy the hell out of everything.
Yeah, we wanted to do
And
something.
I went into this and I was like, you know what, maybe it's going to be one of those movies that's so bad it's good.
That's why I picked Abe Lincoln versus Zombies, because I was like, that's going to be terrible. So that'll be a good contrast from
And
like.
Abe Lincoln vs. Zombies was
That
great.
was great.
That was an Oscar-worthy movie compared
Yeah,
to this.
baby. Oh, yes, it was.
So I picked this. I was like, let's watch this because this looks really bad, and I think it'll be like a really bad, like it might be entertaining sort of zombie movie.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get those low-budget movies. I have nothing against guys who make low-budget movies.
Sure.
Some low-budget
We love
movies
them.
are fantastic.
Yeah.
This movie was horrible.
It was so bad.
It was like...
Oh boy!
was like-
it had like little like sprinklings of like, that was funny. But like mostly it was.
But the things
shit.
that were funny, I feel like were not funny intentionally.
Oh, not a single thing.
And that brings us to the part that we laughed so hard we cried.
Yeah, we could get to that.
So eventually they get outside the prison. They're fighting on top. Roddy Piper and the woman are fighting on top of the hill. All these zombies. The guy goes, "I need more power," and then this face comes up on screen and goes, "Granted."
Yeah.
And then Gettysburg zombies rise from the grave. Nothing happens with them. We never see them again.
We never see him again.
So now
Roddy
Piper beats all the guys up. Shane Douglas comes running up the hill.
He runs up the hill and goes, "What the happened up here?"
What the happened up here? What the happened up here?
And it was an 80-yard line,
So
which means they could
this
have...
line, they 80-yarded it, obviously. So they could have chosen anything. They could have redone that line
but no...
40,000 times until they got it right. But the one that was the best was,
What the happened up here?
What the happened up here? So I want to know what the other lines were. What was said that they couldn't use in
He
the
just
movie?
kept fucking it up so bad.
It wasn't like Shane Douglas had like a limited amount of time he could be on set either, because he was one of the producers.
What the happened up here?
What the happened up here?
Does he not know how to fucking speak?
What were the other? I want to know what the other lines were.
Oh my
that were
God.
Worse than what the happened up here.
What the going on? Take 2. What going happen? Oh, God damn it. Take 3. What the happened up here? All right, fuck it. That's good.
That's fine. What the happened
We'll
up
use
here?
it.
That works.
This idiot can't speak. It was so funny. I was literally crying. Like, I have tears in my eyes right now. It was so good.
The movie ends with Roddy Piper somehow realizes that when you're killing the main zombies, hurts this demon Billy man.
Oh yeah. So a little earlier on, they take another random woman and perform the sacrifice on her in the prison. For no reason. They perform the sacrifice on her, and he eats the heart, and she becomes a zombie. There's no point to that. But so later on, they're fighting, and the female manager is like killing that woman, and like you're seeing like flashes of like fire in the demon, which is just like a guy who like you can't see his face and his eyes are red. You see him, he's like, oh no, and somehow Roddy Piper is like, oh, I can see that, I can see what's happening. You're hurting the demon. What? How do they fucking know it's a demon?
Zombies.
Yeah.
So the woman gets bitten, kills both the zombies. Now the zombies all just drop dead.
Drop
So
down.
it was like vampire rules.
Yeah.
That like if you kill the original vampire, now everyone who is a vampire is no longer a vampire.
Yeah. And we had a genuine like 5-minute discussion like, okay, if she got bit, would she turn into a zombie, or would she die, or would nothing happen because now it's not a zombie thing? So I don't know, who cares?
Also,
She didn't
apparently
die.
the guy Angus hates Roddy Piper.
Yeah, why did he hate him
just
so
like,
much?
I'm better than you, Piper.
He really
and
said
Piper's
that.
like, no, you're not.
Yeah, he really said that. I don't know why.
He's like, you're just an American bully.
Roddy
I hate bullies.
Roddy Piper says to the Irish guy, "You're an all-American bully, and I hate bullies." No, he's the only character in this fucking movie who's not American.
The movie ends. Shane Douglas has to kill his whole family, who are now zombies. So he kills his whole family. Shane Douglas dies. Finally dies. He gets choked out with a chain up against a pole to death. Roddy Piper beats Angus up.
And He takes Angus's cane, the jaguar cane. He's like just hitting him, but it's basically just him hitting the ground, and then it cuts to Angus laying there. But like while he's laying there, he's not getting hit. It's just him laying there, and then it cuts to Roddy Piper smashing the ground, basically, or like smashing down from off camera, and then it cuts to Angus just laying there, not moving. It's just, could they not like use their brains for 1 second in this whole movie? Jeez.
Then the film ends with just a shot of the American flag. Roddy Piper and the woman make out. They're like, oh yeah, woo! And then the movie just ends with a shot on the American flag, and it fades to black, and then the insane credits roll.
Yeah, a little earlier on, Roddy Piper's with the woman. Her name was Sarah. We haven't said it the whole time. I think they said it once. That's why. The manager woman. He goes, look, and he points up, and it's to the American flag. Like, what?
He's like, look, the American flag. Let's fight there.
Yeah, he just goes like, hey, look. Like a little kid on like a field trip, like, oh, look, the American flag, cool. Like, what? Why is he pointing at the flag? There was also earlier where there was a shot of the moon, and I'm 99% sure it was just a still photo of the moon. Just a picture of the moon. Oh my god, this fucking movie. I don't even know, like, what to say about it.
I
I have like so many like good lines written down. I don't need to say them all, obviously. Oh, yeah, whatever. Oh boy.
It's just, do yourself a favor. If this comes across your thing, do not watch it.
Do not.
Watch something else. Rowdy Roddy Piper's shirt changes colors
Oh, yeah.
like 15 times in the movie.
Yeah, he has a white shirt on at first, and then he runs to a different scene, and he's got a blue shirt on, and then later he's got a different white shirt on. Why? Why is his shirt changing?
It's a ton. His shirt changes color a ton.
It's because no one cared about this movie. That's why his shirt was changing. Or maybe that's what the fans wanted. Maybe when they Skyped in, they were like, hey, can you make this movie make no sense and definitely have Rowdy Roddy Piper have a lot of costume changes that are just out of nowhere? And they were like, yeah, sure, why not?
The whole movie was filmed in 16 days.
Yep, that's about right.
Rowdy Roddy Piper put one of the stuntmen in the hospital.
Awesome.
Because he smashed the guy in the head with a pot a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
The pot was then given to the stuntman as a gift.
Ooh, lucky. Jeez. Oh, man.
Thomas Rodman's part was originally written for Dennis Rodman. That is in the trivia for
Are
this
you
movie.
kidding me?
No, that is in the trivia for this movie.
Oh my God.
They wanted Dennis Rodman in this movie. Dennis Rodman, best fucking career choice you ever made
Yeah, good
is
move.
to not be in this movie.
Oh boy, that would have been.
I can forgive you for going to North Korea and hanging out with Kim Jong-un
Yeah.
because you were not in this movie.
And I can forgive you for, what was it, Double Team? Double...
Oh my God, that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
I can forgive you for that one.
I thank you, Dennis Rodman, for not doing this.
Yeah, that would have been a big mistake. Oh boy. Jeez. Yeah, there's just so many just weird random things, like Rowdy Roddy Piper gets a wedgie from a zombie basically at one point. It's just like, this movie is just like, it's so dumb the whole time, and not fun dumb. The creepy guy, like, Okay, so earlier, the creepy 70s guys with, like, two of, like, the women who, like, really don't have a partner and are just there to be sexualized. And he, like, pushes them into the zombies and then climbs over the zombies and goes, bye-bye, bitches.
Yeah, just bye-bye, bitches.
And then shortly after, punches a little kid zombie in the head with brass knuckles.
Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, one of the zombies one of the females turns into a zombie. And she goes, I need your brains.
Yeah.
What? Now they can talk?
Your brains.
But only she ever talked.
That was after Matt Hardy was ripped in half. Don't see it happen.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's just in half.
He's one of our main characters, and he's just dead.
Yeah, all of a sudden, just dead.
Oh
Doesn't explain it. Just dead.
This is so fucking bizarre. Oh.
So to wrap this up,
Okay, let's just talk a little bit about the credits. I have a few things I want to say about the credits. Okay, so we already talked about the cigarettes.
Yes.
Provided by White. Whatever.
The 500 names in the credits.
There was one. I don't remember if it was a character or something. One of the characters or somebody or something. It just said, "Baby Zombie Pageant King."
Yeah, Baby Zombie. It was one of the zombies. Baby Zombie Pageant King.
I don't know who that was. There was public relations, and then there was
German
public relations.
Then apparently this movie was big in Germany.
And then the last thing I have, which I had to look up because I had to look up.
This was the surprise.
This was a surprise. There was the insurance. It was insured by Goldborg Insurance.
Yeah, so we're sitting
Goldborg.
there. So we're sitting there, and we're like, oh, like we're laughing our asses off because I'm like, was it supposed to be Goldberg
Yeah.
Insurance?
It is
Goldborg.
Goldborg. GOLLBORG. Goldborg Insurance or insurance agency or whatever. And I looked it up. That doesn't exist. There is no Goldborg Insurance. So they fucked it up and put the wrong insurance name.
Something else in the credits by accident, and they wrote Goldborg.
There's a lot of like Goldbergs and stuff like Goldbergs. There's no Goldborg, so they wrote the wrong insurance name.
Goldborg.
Just such a crazy sounding insurance name, Goldborg.
Oh, who's your insurance carrier? Goldborg Insurance.
Change insurance carriers immediately, because that is a space alien. I am Goldborg. I'm come from Mars.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please stay far away from this movie.
Yeah, do not watch this movie.
There are better things to do with the hour and a half of your time.
Yeah, I wish, honestly, that we had skipped the movie and just watched the credits.
Do your taxes instead of doing this.
Yeah, make sure you call up Goldborg Insurance and
if you have Goldborg Insurance,
get your taxes in. Because,
if you have Goldborg Insurance,
they'll break your
please
neck.
tweet us because I want to know if that's a real insurance company.
Yeah.
Or if anyone out there's last name is Goldborg.
Yes.
Please.
Even if you're not in insurance, if your name is Goldborg, we want to know. We're not making fun of you. It is an interesting sounding name. Well, we are kind of making fun of you a little. But if you know anyone named Goldborg, tell us.
Please tell us, because it sounds like a fake, crazy, made-up name.
And I want it to be real so bad. I might change my name to Goldborg. Just one name, Goldborg.
Like McLovin.
Yeah. Yes. Hi, I'm Goldborg.
Sounds like a sexy hamburger.
I don't want to have kids, but now I'm going to have one just so I can name him Goldborg. Just Goldborg.
This movie was insane, and it was bad. It wasn't insane good. Last week we had an insanely good movie. If you haven't listened to that podcast, go back and listen to it.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good episode. You're welcome.
This is...
I wish Johnny Cash had written a song named A Boy Named Goldborg.
Just Goldborg.
I've named you Goldborg to make you a man. Fuck. Okay. I'm done.
Guys, we're done with this episode at this point.
Let's hit the plugs and get the fuck out of here and let you people get on with your day. Hopefully you got some enjoyment out of this podcast.
Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast more than we enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, hopefully.
So thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
Once again, I just really, really appreciate everybody listening out there.
Yeah, it's great.
We're 4 episodes in, and even though this was a terrible movie, I'm still really, really enjoying doing it.
Yeah, it's still fun doing this. We just started putting them out like last week, and we have a few subscribers. It's not huge yet, obviously, but it's nice seeing that people are listening.
Anybody wants to listen to it, I'm good with.
It's nice that people are listening. So spread the word if you can. Let your friends know if you like this shit. Your friends probably do too.
Check us out on iTunes. You can search us at just type in Zomboys up into the little search bar up there.
Yeah.
You can find us on iTunes, on Google Play. You can find us on Stitcher. Just type in Zomboys, find us, like us, subscribe to us, leave us some reviews.
Yeah, 5-star would be great.
Yeah.
4 would be fine. Do not do 3 or under. That is just rude.
Yeah, just
do 5-star.
Even if you hate the podcast, do 5 stars.
Do us a favor and do 5 stars.
Just don't listen to it anymore. Just
you don't have to listen. You don't have to
review.
listen to it. Just give us 5 stars.
It'll help us out tremendously.
But also stay subscribed. We have a Twitter at ZomboysPod.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Definitely follow us on Twitter.
Casey's our Twitter manager,
I manage the
so...
Twitter, so I'll post up what movie is coming out next. Maybe I'll start saying whether or not you should watch it, because when I put out this Twitter, I might have to say, please don't watch this movie, because I don't want to fucking ruin anyone's weekend. Follow us on Twitter there. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AKCLynch. I post my art on Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram at MOlsve. I don't post anything that has to do with Zomboys or art or anything.
But follow him and see what he's up to. I also have a personal plug. I have an Etsy store. It's I forgot it last week. It's etsy.com/shop/CaseyLynchStudio. All this is in the description or whatever. So
yeah, check out the description.
So check it out.
All the info will be down there. We'll see what kind of trouble we get into for next week.
Yeah, boy. Maybe we'll pick a good movie. This was depressing. No, actually, we went through a list of movies, and oh boy, we got some treats for you people.
We have like the next 30 episodes of this pod planned right now.
Yeah, we might go do that now.
Thank you for Amazon Prime streaming.
For being amazing.
There are some really, really bad-looking movies on there that look like they may be so bad they're
Some
good.
look exciting, some look terrible. We'll see.
We'll see what's up with them.
Thanks everybody. See you next week. And don't forget, aim for the head.